Hi guys, welcome back to Rybrook TV and welcome back to the Range Rover. Now, we've already featured the new Range Rover a couple of times on the channel where we took a first look and a first drive. But today is slightly different because this is the new Range Rover Hybrid. This is the new P440e. So we wanted to take this car out and see what it's really like as a hybrid. Has it changed this car's characteristics? Has it made it any worse? Any worse? No. Any less not good? Is that a better way of saying it? Because this car is fabulous. Like, we already know that. But has being a hybrid really changed it at all? But before we go and take it for a drive, let me just remind ourselves of some of the exterior and interior design, and also, how do we charge this car? Let's start by reminding ourselves of some of the exterior details. It is very obviously Range Rover. You can tell there's all the design cues that made Range Rover a Range Rover. So the lights are very similar to the one that came before. They're just a little bit more modern, and a bit smaller and a bit crisper, a bit nicer. Down the front, you've got this one-piece bumper here with all of the fog lights and the sensors, etc., are all built into this front bit here. Now, this car is an autobiography, so it is the very, very top spec. And I have to say, I love this silver accents along here, down the side here, and then that continues as you move along the side. So we've got different alloy wheels, and while the side profile is very, very much Range Rover, the big difference comes as you get round to the rear. So we've got new LED rear lights which have a soft glow effect, and they look absolutely beautiful. They're hidden until lit, which is Range Rover's way of saying they've integrated them into the bumper. Of course, you still get a split folding tailgate on the Range Rover. It wouldn't be a Range Rover if you didn't. And I think it just looks great. I think the more of these that I'm seeing on the road, the more I like them. I think they are imperious, they look luxurious and fantastic on the road. But before I jump inside, let's answer that question. What about charging? You charge the Range Rover in any normal way, just like you would any electric car or hybrid car. The difference with this though, especially being a hybrid, the vast majority of hybrids at the minute aren't able to charge on DC rapid charge. The Range Rover though is different because it can, and that means that you can go from 0 to 80% in just 40 minutes. And further to that, the hybrid system on these new Land Rover products is wonderful. You get up to 70 miles range just on battery power alone, which is a huge amount. Your daily commute can be done entirely, pretty much, unless obviously you go further than that, on battery power alone. I think it's a perfect blend between internal combustion and electric. Now, before we go and take this for a drive, let's just jump in and remind ourselves how lovely the interior is. Of course, the interior of the Range Rover is a glorious place to sit. Now, I'm not going to go into too much detail because we've already done a video on them, and if you want to see our in-depth look at the new interior of the Range Rover, please use the link in the top of the screen. Well, let's just run through some of the highlights. It's got this really nice, almost ship-like, almost yacht-like steering wheel with no spoke on the bottom here. The driver's display directly in front of me is beautiful, crisp and modern. Then you move to the centre, you've got the new PIVI Pro infotainment system which runs Apple CarPlay, which really integrates beautifully. The overall design is very familiar, but just a little bit more futuristic, a little bit more updated. The seats are absolutely glorious to sit in, and they are heated, ventilated and massaged in this car, which is wonderful. Surround sound system in this, the Meridian signature system, is beautiful. We've got a panoramic sunroof above us, we've got a beautiful leather headlining as well. There's just everything you're ever going to need in this car. It is a truly luxurious place to sit, as you'd expect from a Range Rover. But anyway, I really want to find out whether this car, being a hybrid, has changed its driving dynamics and the way it feels on the road. So without further ado, let's go and do that. So let's answer that question. Has it really changed how this car drives being a hybrid? Well, if anything, I think it might have improved it. We're currently on complete all electric, and the Range Rover is very quiet, but when it's being driven in fully electric, it is unbelievable how quiet this is. You can barely hear anything. All I can hear right now is my windscreen wipers going, because predictably, this being the winter in the UK, the weather is terrible. But listen, there's absolutely no road noise whatsoever, hardly any wind noise. This car has those incredible sound cancelling headrests as well, so it's so serene in here. It's actually unbelievable. It's kind of getting used to be honest, how quiet it actually is. Now let's talk about the powertrain. So P440e, what does that mean? Well, up front we've got a 3-litre 6-cylinder petrol engine, and of course the batteries. When both are working together, we've got around 440 brake horsepower and 620 newton meters of torque, which means that this very large car can go from 0 to 60 in just 6 seconds, and well, it feels every bit as quick as those numbers suggest. However, this car doesn't make you feel like you really want to drive it on the ragged edge. It's a Range Rover after all. It's not the last word in dynamism. It doesn't make you feel like you want to just attack every corner at 1,000,000 miles an hour. No, you just want to hootle around in incredible luxury. And for that, the Range Rover is in a league of its own. You stick your massage seats on, your heated seats, your incredibly warm heated steering, which I've got on now because it's very cold outside. And the way that this car drives on the road is unlike anything else. The serenity, the imperious driving position, everything all adds up to create a really special driving experience. There's nothing quite like driving a Range Rover, not even the Range Rover Sport or anything else. There is nothing quite like a Range Rover. The way it sits on the road, the way you can see everything as well. This is a big car, make no mistake. It's a big car, but you can place it so easily on the road because the view out is fantastic. The view out over the bonnet is great as well. Of course, you've got all your 360 surround view cameras, etc, etc. You've also got the clear view rear camera, which pops up in the rear view mirror, which is really, really useful, especially for a car of this size. The rear wheel steering needs to be mentioned as well. Rear wheel steer on Range Rover is very special to experience. You genuinely can feel the difference, and you can actually see the rear wheels turn when you're turning the wheel. So at low speed they turn in the opposite direction as the fronts, which gives this car an incredibly small turning circle. It's around the same as a Ford Focus, maybe even better. And then at high speed they go the same way as the front wheels, which gives you better stability. And the overall package all added up, it's such a great place to be. Such a wonderful car to drive. This new Range Rover is just the pinnacle of luxury and capabilities, all wrapped into one package. Of course you can do all the off-road stuff, we've got all-terrain response, etc, etc, but who's going to use that? Who's going to take their Range Rover Hybrid off-road and really get into the nitty-gritty of it? This car can do it. It's almost like an expensive watch that you can take to tens of thousands of meters below sea level. You're never going to do it, but it's nice to know that the capabilities are there anyway. Same with this car. You're never really going to use it, but it's nice to know that it's there. And to answer the question I posed straight away, has being a hybrid really changed this car? No, I think it's actually made it even better. I think it's a great blend between, as I've mentioned, electric and internal combustion. I think hybrids for the here and now are a great option. And if you want a fully electric Range Rover, don't worry, there is one of those coming as well very, very soon. So to wrap up, the Range Rover P440e is every bit as good as the diesel and pure petrol counterparts. It is a great option, especially if you're a business owner, if you want to put one of these through the business, incredibly low benefit in kind, and even personal use. This car is a great, great option. If you want any more information on the new Range Rover Hybrid, please use the link in the description of this video to contact your nearest Rybrook Land Rover retailer. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel for plenty more content to come. And I'll see you guys next time.